Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Thunder Today podcast. I am your host, Dylan Hibbard, and Game 2 of the NBA Finals is tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time here on ABC. And we're just going to kind of get a quick review of what happened in Game 1 if for some reason you guys have forgotten or you weren't watching. The Thunder were in control of the game for 47 minutes and 50 seconds, it felt like. From the tip, the Thunder were controlling the turnover game, they were controlling the offensive game, transition offense, transition defense. And it looked like the Thunder were going to cruise to a double digit 10 to 15 point lead. Well, the Pacers are one of the better teams at just sticking around and making sure that the lead's not too much by the time we get to the fourth, because as now we all know, the Pacers are on an all-time clutch run, and we'll kind of get into that here in a minute. But kind of review, Shea had one of his better games that you can ask from a first-time player in the finals. He had 38 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 stocks. And that was really about it. Lou Dort had a massive game for the Thunder. He made 5 threes with 15 points and always disruptive on the defensive end. J-Dub kind of struggled throughout this game with his efficiency. He shot, I believe it was like 7 for 21 in this game, so only about 33% from the field. So J-Dub needs to kind of step it up this next game around. And on Chet, one of the big things that I noticed throughout the game is Chet not getting minutes down the stretch. Chet only played about 22 minutes in this first game, and it's kind of confusing to me on the coaching side of it why he wouldn't be out there as a rim protector, a lob threat, and all that, because down the stretch, the Thunder in the fourth weren't running any center. They didn't have Hartenstein or Chet out there. They were running J-Dub, Shea, Caruso, Wallace, Dort, I believe is what the lineup was. So you're running basically 4 guards and a forward. And obviously that did not work out. The Pacers went on that run to cut it. Excuse me. Cut that lead down to 6, and then eventually Tyrese Halliburton with that game winner over Cason Wallace. And that kind of gets me where I want to talk to next about how the Pacers are kind of just on this all-time clutch run. Like I said in the previous video, you have Tyrese Halliburton, game winner against Milwaukee in that first round against the Bucks in game 1. Game winner against the Cleveland Cavaliers in round 2. Game winner against the New York Knicks with that crazy bounce shot to force it to overtime. And then game 1 in the NBA Finals, he goes up, didn't have the greatest game offensively until the fourth, and until that shot, he wasn't doing much offensively. And it just proves that these Pacers are never going to go away. Excuse me. And that you can never count them out of these games. And to me, one of the big things was the Thunder were going to try to minimize Tyrese's playmaking, force everybody else to do everything else, but that kind of shot the Thunder in the foot. Pascal Siakam, Obi Toppin had a big game. And you just see from those guys, although Tyrese didn't have his typical 20 and 10 game, if you are solely focused on Tyrese, the Pacers still have enough weapons to get around Tyrese and still be effective. And they were hitting those corner threes, the thing the Thunder gives up the most, more than anyone in the league, and the Pacers are hitting it at a 50% clip. So for me, the Thunder need to maybe not as much focus on Tyrese and kind of, because they were doubling him a lot off most of the first half and the second half, because they were like, if we minimize him, they can't get their offense going. And it was kind of a thing where when you are solely focused on him, the other guys will get involved, and we saw a lot of that. Some of the keys for this Thunder team to even this series up for me is J-Dub needs to be better. The offense in general, besides Shea, because you know what Shea's doing. The offense needs to be better. I'm interested to see if Diagonal puts out the same starting five of game one, or we go back to that double big lineup and put Hartenstein in for Wallace. I honestly don't know what Dagnall and the Thunder are gonna do. If my prediction right now, I would guess probably stick with Wallace. I have a feeling if they wanted to start game one with Hartenstein, they would have, and they would have just kept going that way. I don't think one loss is going to scare them away from running that lineup, but Wallace was a minus 13. So it's something to think about. We'll know, obviously, we won't know until about 20, 30 minutes before game time what that starting lineup is going to look like. Another key for me is the Thunder need to take advantage of those turnovers more. The Thunder had 25 to 7 turnovers. The Pacers had 25, Thunder only had 7. The Thunder only scored 12 points off of those 25 turnovers, which is weird to say because usually when the Thunder, it feels like every time the Thunder force a turnover, it's transition and they score. So I'm interested to see. A lot of those turnovers were dead ball turnovers, so I understand that side of it, but still, only 12 points off of 25 turnovers isn't going to do it. And if you're on the Thunder side, you're thinking, we forced 25 turnovers and still lost this game. So you can look at it from the optimistic or the pessimistic side of we forced 25 turnovers and we only lost by one, and we were playing bad offensively, and it felt like a game one against Denver all over again. Or you can be on the pessimistic side where it's like we forced 25 turnovers, we only scored 12, and they still ended up winning when Shea had a near 40 ball. So I think the two big things is more offensive consistency. Got to shoot the three better. Obviously, the Thunder are one of those teams where it feels very streaky. Like one game they're going to, like Lou Dort has 5 threes last game but still don't win it. So for me, you got to win those games that somebody like a Lou Dort, Isaiah Joe hits 4 or 5 threes and we didn't. So we'll see how that goes. For the Thunder, my game 2 predictions for this game, I just feel like the Thunder, there's no way they let the Pacers go into the Paycom, go up 2-0. I feel like now that they got that finals game under, they know how it feels. We've been in this spot before. They're going to come out ready to play. It could be a thing where before that first media timeout, the Thunder are up 10-2 before they have to call a timeout, and we're getting out and going. So this could definitely be a blowout game. I could see a 15-20 point game, and I would not be shocked whatsoever. And we could be right back here saying, oh, the Thunder are in 5 again. Like, it's that game one, yes, it was heartbreaking, and one of the greatest games, probably the greatest game this finals, or this playoff run so far. And for me, we just have to see how the Thunder respond to that, and I think they do. I mean, we saw the Thunder after they lose game 1 to Denver, they go out there and blow them out by 30. So we've had a track record of after that loss, the Thunder go out there, they're hungry to get that win. You want to get that win and split it at least going into Indiana, and I have no doubt they will. I think we see another 30 bomb from Shea. My hot take, I think we see a bigger game from Chet today than J-Dub. I think the Pacers are going to try to focus on J-Dub a bit more than Chet, and I think if you can get Chet involved in the lob game, run some pick and rolls, get him involved, that opens up so much more for the Thunder, because now the Pacers are worried about the inside threat of Chet and Hartenstein, and then that opens up the 3 ball for your J-Dub, your Caruso, Wallace's, Joe's, Wiggins, stuff like that. So let me know what you guys think down below. Once again, this game is tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern on ABC. Let's just hope that the Thunder can even this series. I'm not worried about it. I'll be worried about this series. If the Thunder don't win tonight, then we're in big trouble. So this definitely is a must-win for the Thunder. All the pressure's on the Thunder. So let's see how this young team responds. And that will be it for me today, guys. Peace.